For people who want to know what is the KeithAndrewNetwork, the whole point of my talk show is to show you that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, so prove them. Stand out to something. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network. This is episode 942. This show is a statement for people with disabilities and without disabilities that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. So prove them, stand out to something. I don't usually do my speech because it's in the introduction, but the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities that never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. Prove them. It's them out to something. So hashtag break the labels. So that being said, uncensored, freedom of speech, self-expression. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, read your comments. I would love to hear the feedback and announce them on the show. This will be aired on YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and Facebook, of course. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. But before we do that, let's hear from our today's guest.
Hi, my name is Dwight Stewart II. I am an actor here in Orlando, Florida. So I want to thank Keith Andrew for having me on the show. This is super exciting. And I think it's a great thing bringing people together in community. And I'm super excited.
Hey, I'm Martha Chupp. Martha's Time, Be Happy Now. I'm so grateful to be here. It's been an awesome time. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Keith, you are an amazing person. Just please, Keith Andrews, keep up the work. I mean, you're bringing so many people together, meeting new friends and everything, and uplifting everyone. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to start off as our first guest, Mr. Darwin. Welcome to the Keith Andrew Network. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
No, the honor's all mine. And Miss Martha, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a joy.
No, the honor's all mine. As people saw from the quick intro, you guys introduce yourselves. Now, let's start off with the brand new Icebreakers. Icebreakers is a way for you to introduce yourselves to my audience and my audience to get familiar with your work. So, Darwin, I'm going to ask you the first question. Who inspired you to become a professional actor?
Who inspired me? I would definitely say growing up, I watched, incredible actors and actresses like, Viola Davis, Meryl Streep, and everybody. And I just had to go for it. You know what I mean? I really had to be like, I want to see myself and be like, oh, there's Dwight on screen right there. So, yeah. And I love storytelling, so those are my inspirations. Just love it.
No, absolutely. Quick side story real fast. It's funny you should mention Davis, right? I got the Davis part right.
Yeah.
I believe her daughter was the assistant principal of the school that I went to.
Really?
He was married to Ruby D, right?
I think so. I believe so.
Ben, that's the person who I'm thinking of.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I know. It's like, the smallest, really small world. Yeah.
Now, Martha, the same question I want to ask you. Who inspired you to become a professional actress?
Well, I kind of got brought into it by watching Angelina Jolie and her action movies and stuff. I really liked it. And Oprah Winfrey really inspired me and got my inspiration going. And then I was watching Craig Athens movies, and then Mark DeValente, his work inspired me, and then Joseph Herrera just pulled me in. So that's kind of my inspirations right there of getting me into the movies and everything.
No, absolutely. Before I started my talk show, I actually dabbled and tried my luck at being an actor. There was an acting class, so it was only like a day or so, and I'm like, no, it's too much money. Because the guy's like, oh, first you pay $600 and you get a special degree saying you finished course 1. Then you pay another $600, and that's actually no, it was $600 for course 1, and then he said $1,200 for course 2. And it's like, all I can guarantee for you is you're giving me $2,400, but with the training, it can't guarantee that you're going to get a job out of it. But the only thing you can guarantee is you got to kiss $24 goodbye on a gamble. So yeah, if you want to take a gamble, you always have to take a leap of faith. Leap of faith. If you have a heart and a passionate, and you have a heartbeat in your wrist, you're very strongly motivated about doing what you want to do. But, for an example, it's a talk show. Do what makes you happy. But at the end of the day, you may follow that rainbow, but you may not find a pot of gold. You might find a cat turd. But the point is, follow your dreams and don't let people talk you out of it. So in the next question, I want to go back to from box number 1 is, what were some of your favorite moments about starting your acting career?
Oh, wow. My favorite moments, definitely my first acting class, my first professional acting class after, graduating high school. It was just like the stars in my eyes were like, ooh, wow, this is actually real. And I'm really learning how to actually act and, that kind of thing, that kind of feeling. Another favorite moment of mine was getting my first headshots printed and seeing my name and my headshot and everything, and having the real deal, laminated, all that kind of stuff, super cool. Getting my first student film project. That was really, really exciting when I was starting out. It's like, oh, I wanted to, do student films and that kind of thing. And it was just so exciting. And, we got fed and all that kind of stuff. And I felt the star treatment, that kind of thing. So yeah, those are some of my favorite moments, starting out. Just loved getting my first headshots, meeting all the different people, meeting all the, especially here in the Orlando market, just really, really kind and nice acting teachers and photographers and, directors, really exciting.
No, absolutely. What about you, Martha? I know out of all of us, you are the oldest, but age comes with wisdom, and you've been in the business for a long time.
No, actually, I have not been in the business for a long time. God has blessed me and put me in the right locations at the right moment. And I've been involved in quite a few amazing projects. I've been a director's assistant in an international project. I'm excited about that. It hasn't been released yet. The name was changed. Not quite sure what it's going to be yet. They're going to have a red carpet on that yet. I'm working with multiple people, doing everything that you do on set, not just acting. I'm producing also. And it's just been an amazing whirlwind, and such amazing people that I work with. I think my most favorite part is meeting new people and making that connection. And it's like a family. When you're on set, yeah, everybody's family. It's just one big happy family putting together movie magic. That's what I love all about it. It's amazing.
No, absolutely. For me, I actually have a card. I'm like, should I ask this question? Then I was like, let's have fun. Let's ask from the bottom up. But the one that caught my attention is similar to I asked you in the beginning. And again, both each question it's for both of you. So I'm not going to ask each of you different questions. But Darwin, I want to ask you the first question. What attracted you to start your career? You know, was it the fame of being on TV? Did you want to become famous? Did you want to become a role model? What attracted you to get started in this career?
I think, when I was in high school, like a kid, I think I dreamed of like, oh, the fame and all that kind of stuff. And after really doing this for a while and really like, being an actor and, you know, uh, like initially it could have been that all that flashy stuff, but now it's really about the storytelling. It really is about, creating something amazing with other people and, collaborating and, telling stories and getting those stories out there. And yeah, I think that's really what it's all about, coming together and, being artists, all, behind the camera, in front of the camera, like really that collaboration is what I love so much about the business.
Absolutely. Marfa, same exact question. What attracted you to start this career?
Well, my nephew. Well, first of all, I was watching Craig Athens and things that he was doing and kind of getting into it a little bit and thinking. Then my nephew, Joseph Herrera, he kind of took me in underneath his wing and he's like, hey, you want to try this? And I'm like, yeah, let me be an extra. Let me just see what's going on here. I'm hooked. I mean, I want to do nothing but make movie magic from here on out and express my views on things through the movies and things. I'm a domestic violence survivor, so like that's my big thing. It's just been amazing, all the people and the it's not for the fame, it's more for helping other people, getting the word out, being around other people and just uplifting everybody.
No, you're right. One of my favorite wrestlers, The Undertaker, was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And he said a lot of things that resonate. But one of the things he said was, he could have been a basketball player, but he didn't want to let his parents down, didn't want his teammates down. And he said to his brother, what should I do? And because he had started to take wrestling classes. And his brother said, do what makes you happy. Don't live your life for your parents. Don't live your life for your teammates. If you want to do basketball, become a basketball. If The Undertaker became a basketball star, there would be none of the great 30-year matches. But he said, one thing he said, it's not for the fashion and the glory, because you have to eat a lot of crap to get that. A lot of people, Undertaker said he had to live in the back of his car. That number one. Other people had to go to rundown, whatever hotels. Number two, I remember the story Triple H told. He said, I remember Undertaker had some broken ribs. I think it was during a match or something, but he remembered Undertaker standing up and wrapping duct tape around himself just to get through the match. So there's a lot of people and you have to sacrifice a lot of things. You have to sacrifice your family life. You have to sacrifice your health to engage with the audience. If you can get over with the audience, you're halfway there. But if you're not connecting with the audience, then that's when failure starts coming up. So The Undertaker, perfect example of reinventing himself. And he said, his family, he got a divorce. His family suffered. His health suffered. It's not an easy job, Hey, being a football player and whacking your head against another 300-pound person, that's not easy either. But at the end of the day, you can sit back, say, yes, the damage is done, but I don't have to work another day in my life. But you still have this nagging feeling of, was it worth it? With that being said, question I want to ask you, Martha, is what are some of your greatest achievements that you ever had?
My greatest achievements would be my children, but they're amazing, and my grandchildren. But I have written things, living with the Amish. I'm going to have to say the movies. I think my greatest achievement is this last film that will be playing in the Dallas theater. And I think it's the Texas theater, excuse me, on the 16th. That'll be next Monday. And it's a domestic violence awareness Kung Fu movie. It's for a Kung Fu Film Festival. And I think producing it, co-producing it, and everything, and yeah, that is my greatest accomplishment so far. At my age, to think that, I've written a book, I've got pamphlets out about domestic violence. This is just like finally seeing it up on the big screen in a theater. Is going to be, awesome, off the hook. And I just hope everybody can relate and understand my message.
No, absolutely. And Darwin, what about you? What were some of your greatest achievements?
I mean, sometimes just in this industry, in life, just waking up and saying, thank you for another day, what I'm saying, is enough, but I would say, I don't know, it's like every milestone is something new. It's like we're always like striving for the next thing and the next thing. And, I'm planning on moving to Atlanta next year, to further my career and things like that. So, I'm very grateful and proud to have, secured my first agent, grateful and proud to be auditioning so regularly and just to keep fighting. I think the achievement really is in the, continuous like fighting of it all.
Actually, you hit the head. You hit the hammer on the head for that one. I know I just butchered that metaphor. Why would he hit a hammer on your head? Anyway, whatever the expression is, you hit the nail on the head. That's the expression I was going to say. And the reason I say that, and you bring up a good subject, how do you go about finding someone to represent you who isn't a scam artist? And how do you go about it? Because I've been looking for people, and there's thousands of people on social media. Hey, give me 15 seconds of your time. You want to be on Fox? You want to be on CNN? You want to be here? Hey, you want to be on a box of Wheaties? Haven't heard that one, But the point is, there's so many scam artists. And Martha, do you have a representative or an agent?
No, I do not. But one of my actresses, Normita, she is amazing. I would like to hook you up with her. I think she has an office in Dallas and one in California, Icon Studios. She is very legit. Very legit. Hands-on. I would not recommend her if I did not know for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Darwin, hey, that's always a hookup for you too.
What I found is like legit talent agents, they don't go seeking. They look for talent, but they don't, DM people on social media. You have to present your package to them. So, yeah, well, really exciting.
Let me ask you this one. When you find someone and you don't know if they're legit or not, and I'm still looking for someone to work with me, so may take you up on an offer. But when you approach somebody and they will sell you ice in the winter. They will tell you everything that you want to hear. But what breaks the camel's back is that at the end of the conversation, when they mention money to you, is that a red flag? Or because a lot of people say you do not pay for people to represent you. Did you ever come across people like that? And have you ever fallen for that scam?
Yeah. Back when I was like I think in middle school, me and my parents took me to this place, and it was like they don't even exist anymore, but they had all these not TV ads, had all these like radio ads and stuff like that of, oh, sign up on our website, come in and pay us like $2,000 and we'll represent you, get you headshots and all that kind of stuff. And that's not, that's not the way it works, it took a lot of like time and years for me to really get that. But, now I'm with a legit agency. But if if an agent's trying to tell you like, oh, I'm going to make you famous, or, oh, I'm going to get you on this, get you on that, it's not true. Talent agents can only, connect you with, better paying jobs, with SAG jobs sometimes, or non-union jobs, but, paying jobs, but they can't guarantee you're going to be on any particular show or movie. It's up to you as an actor to, showcase your best. And, hopefully the directors and producers that they submit you to will pick you. But yeah, that's a red flag, definitely. You never pay a talent agent or a manager. And legit ones, at least all the ones I've come in contact with that are legit, they don't even try to sell you anything. For my current agent here in Orlando, we had a discussion about what are our goals, and because it's a relationship, it's a partnership. They're on the agency side, and me as an actor, I'm on the actor side. And so we work together as a team to, do our best to, get booked and stuff like that.
But if you came and had a great conversation, they told you everything you want to hear, but at the end they say there's fee. There's a fee that you have to pay. That's a red flag right there. Because if you're not making money, why should you be paying them? Because all you're doing is giving your money away and you're getting nothing in return. Do you agree with it, or you disagree? But if they say, okay, you have to pay us a fee, how do you approach that? For me, I'm like, okay, thank you for your time.
Yeah, it's a scam. I'm like, thank you for your time, and you just walk away. They're not, legit.
Absolutely. What about you, Martha?
I would definitely not pay. I got into this. I got into groups. There's many ways that you can find your own work, unless you can find someone legitimate. I understand after they find you a job and you get the job, paying them a finder's fee. I could understand something like that, but no, I'm not. And promising me something, no. I know how things work, and that's not the way it works. You have to audition, and it's up to the people in charge of the show what they want. Whether you're that person or not, no one can guarantee you anything until you have a contract in your hand, signed. So yeah, I'm not a trusting person.
Like Stone Cold used to say, I'm a big wrestling fan, by the way. As Stone Cold used to say, DTA, don't trust anyone.
Exactly. In this business, I hate to say it, as someone the other day said, well, you just have to trust people. And I'm like, oh, honey, no, you don't. Not in this business. As far as script goes and things like that, there's some things you just don't share openly, and you just can't trust. Contracts are your best friend.
So are unions.
I haven't dealt with the union yet. We're very small scale, so I'm sure they're awesome to work with.
Just like the line in Iron Man, where he's in the car with Tom Hollins, and he leans over and he thought he was giving him a hug, and it's like, no, I'm just getting the door for you. But people are like, when someone phony gives you a hug, like, oh yeah, I didn't expect that from him. You sure that he's giving you a hug, or he's trying to find a good place to stick the knife? So, it's always good to keep your guard up. But the last couple of minutes, I do have a couple questions for you guys off the air. But Darwin, I'm going to pass it over to you. How can our fans and listeners get in touch with you? And when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what made you say yes? And how do you feel now? Where do you recommend to other people? And Martha, it's the same question.
You can definitely find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure you'll have the links below, right?
Yes.
But yeah, when you first came to me, like through Facebook, and I like looked at the YouTube channel and everything, and I was like, okay, this seems like a nice thing, and it seems like a really good way to help other people, maybe newcomers or just people in the industry in general. So yeah, I think, and I love community, and we have to, like, as actors, as people, we have to like support each other. We have to, like, with good information. And so, yeah, it just felt like a good thing to do. And I'm really happy to be here.
I'm really thankful for that. And what about you, Martha?
Well, you can find me on Martha's Time Be Happy Now on YouTube. And you go right along with everything that I represent on my YouTube channel as far as being happy now, uplifting people. When you asked me, I was, oh my goodness, we resonate, together, that everything we're doing kind of just, yes. And so I was really excited. I appreciate it so much. I guess you have my links. I have my YouTube channel, of course. I just mentioned Martha's Time Be Happy Now. I've got my 2 Facebooks, Martha and Chupp, and just Martha Chupp, CHUPP, and my Instagrams, Martha Chupp, same thing, Martha and Chupp. And yeah, I mean, everything is about what you're doing is awesome and uplifting, and I'm all about that. So when you asked me, I was like, oh my goodness, yes. Thank you for having me.
No, the honor's all mine. And like I said, I like bringing people together. You make a new friend and you support a message. As I said in the beginning, this will be played on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and social medias. Our goal is 100 and more views. So if both of you share it, we can definitely hit that goal. For fans who want to be part of the Keith Andrew Network, leave a comment. I will definitely leave the comments on our next post episode. But until we meet again, it was a real honor and privilege having both of you on the show. Until we meet again, catch you later. Thank you, and have a good night.